Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the competition at the Clash of Champions in Flight Dubai, and I have the winners of everything sitting here waiting on the bench, ready to go and party, I guess. But they have one more job to do, and that is talk to the Sunpath Products NSR News camera. Guys, congratulations for everything. I should actually leave this whole thing up to David, because he is a pro now, right? I saw you earlier in the studio. How was it? You had a session there with Thomas talking to the audience?
Yes, they caught me by surprise. Well, first I was thinking, oh, I can see the FS battle from a better view, from inside the studio, and I did. But I didn't expect actually to talk so much, and it was nice until Thomas came. From then on, it went down the hill. No, I mean, you know, me and Thomas, it's nice. Thomas is a very good guy, and we can talk about things that we already know, because the last 2 days we've been talking with each other. So I've asked questions that we already know. He also explained that 2016 is gonna be like his last season. What came to a surprise 2 days ago, but he now officially announced it, and I think for the rest of the world it's gonna be like a small shock, because I mean, no matter how you turn it, airspeed now at this moment is Thomas Hughes. There's a team, but Thomas like stands out of it, and it's gonna be a it's gonna be a loss, as well as for us, but for sure also for airspeed. So it's still a one long year, but after 2016, for sure we will miss him.
After a while you get burned out. So we try to play that little game of train as much as you can and stay in the game, stay fresh.
Exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, because
Yeah, it's a good timing too. He's going to be a father pretty soon, so it all kind of makes sense. And I would like to wish him, to finish his career with the first place. But I guess you don't agree with that necessarily, Andy.
He already won one, no? So, no, it's like Dave says. Like we communicate, we have a good relationship with the guys, and of course I would grant them to have that wish, but I also want to take it away from him. So yeah.
You have officially unified now the indoor and outdoor titles. You were the NSL indoor and outdoor champion for a long time, but now officially FAI IPC has you as the outdoor world champion and the indoor world champion. So I guess you feel like world champions now completely, right? Oh, world champion.
Yeah, that's true. Like before, it was a little bit difficult to really say that you were indoor world champion. And yeah, with the new IPC world meet, it's actually confirming it. And of course, it's difficult when you don't have the opposition like airspeed coming over. Like right now, we actually really made the statement like we're world champion, and it could have gone either way. So that's what we've seen here. So we had a really tough battle with them, and there was no holding back in any round. So you go till the end, and everything can still happen. So
exactly, it's like almost like with all those boxing associations, when you eventually really have the best competing at each other, and somebody wins, and that's a real world champion, and that's Hayabusa now. Dennis, you still have a special treat, because you are not like the Growls brothers. You are undefeated in the wind tunnel. How long is that now?
Since I joined them, since the end of 2010, we did the first small competition in Roosendaal, the Grand Prix, which is actually being held today. And afterwards, it was the Bedford World Challenge, and since then, I've not been losing 4-way ever since. So,
which one was the most challenging one?
I must say. There was one of the wind games, and then this one for sure. They both stand out. It's always when you go up to against airspeed, they're not easy to win,
They don't come easy.
No.
Dennis, how do you like Block 2?
Well, now I like it a lot better.
It very much looks like you like it a lot now.
No, actually, Block 2 is a very strong block for us, but maybe it didn't reflect in not the previous, but the World Meet in 2012.
It looks like the donut piece is kind of supporting you a little bit more now too than it was.
We built especially for them. Yeah, we built
really
especially.
favoriting you. You call it babysitting, four-way babysitting?
But that we do with every 22 blocks. So.
Hey guys, Dennis is not actually the only one who is undefeated in the wind tunnel, right? We have another one here. Joran?
Yeah.
Bob, Joran, Bob, Nolay?
Jeroen. Jeroen is my real name, but that's a bit difficult for French or English or Spanish or German people, whatever. So thanks to Joey, they call me Bob, which I'm okay with.
Joey Jones?
Yeah, Joey Jones. Yeah.
Hi, Joey. So he made it up.
Yeah.
So here we have them, the two undefeated indoor world champions. And there's more to it, Bob, because you have now really shown the world that slot is yours.
Yeah, I try to. It's not the end goal. So the end goal is next year in Chicago. But it's always nice to have like confirmation that you're on the good track. Being first here or second wouldn't really make any difference to where we go next year, but of course you always want to win. So it's been a great competition. Yeah.
So the babysitters here, do you feel like you're still kind of holding back a little bit for your tail, or are you going full speed with him now?
Well, have you seen that random jump? No, absolutely not. We're not holding back for sure not. No. We need, at the moment we're flying at the pace that we wanted to fly at. But we also agree that indoor and outdoor are not the same at the moment. And like now, we stop the indoor and then we continue with the outdoor, and that's gonna be more tough. So I think when you look at the 10th of the 11th of the December, the scores, the podium might look very different. We know that. That's not a surprise. And also our coach says that we don't have to look at it now. If you win, nice. If you lose, also nice. But we want to see where we're at. We want to see where we need to improve. For sure, probably we need to improve our first 10 seconds after the exit. But that's not new. So it brings on again another level of competition again, and we will see. Next in 10 days or 11 days, we will know for more.
You also had a special round coming up at the end. We didn't need a jump off. All that was separated enough after 10 rounds. So Pete Allen came up with that special treat, the speed round. How was that for you, Bob?
Oh, it's strange. It's like there's a whole other thing at stake. So one part of me was like laughing because it's kind of a fun project to do, but there is something at stake. So you want to perform as good as you can. But it was like a mix of tension and fun. So completely different than the other 10 rounds, but still very, very much focused with the four of us.
And I heard a few remarks earlier, I think it came from Hayabusa, I'm not quite sure, something like, well, now we really deserve it, or something like this. Did you feel like that really after winning the speed round, now you really felt like you won this whole thing?
Yeah, I think so. It's like Bob said, it wasn't really the same mindset going into that round, but now you confirm that you're the best if it's a 3-block jump, a mixed jump, a full random even. So now I think we can say that indoor for the moment we're the best, yes.
You don't only need to have that random jump. I mean, once you did like 9 rounds and everybody watches your 10th round, you also want to win that 10th round, because that last 10 round is what the people will remember. And if you lose that last round, it's like, well, they won, but And so that's how it goes. You want to win every round. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it's not. And in the end, the best one after 10 rounds will win. But the last round, it's kind of a special psychological one. It's a very special one, yeah.
Dennis,
sorry. No, I think also like if you look at if I reflect back on all the rounds that we did, we hardly made any mistakes. And I think the same for airspeed. Like this is actually one of the first meets I think that we hardly made any mistakes. I can even you know where there were some busts, but like really like you come down to a jump that you said like, ooh, that didn't really feel like a good one. We didn't have that. I think we did 11 rounds like clean. with some small hiccups, but never a really bad jump. We always kept the pace going, and also combining it with A-way. So yeah, we really worked hard for it.
Dennis, what is the special mindset that you are going into a random sequence like that?
What I mean with the special mindset for this one was that there was different things at stake. You know, could win an iPad. You know, very special.
It's different than, for example, the full random sequence that you have in Bedford. Like sometimes, like in the beginning of the Bedford challenge, they always put like a full the super sequence in there. But then still, you know, you need to have in the back of your mind, like, if you screw up that jump, then it's gonna reflect on the rest of the 10 rounds. And this one doesn't at all. So it's completely different to, like, you just give everything what you got. You're gonna win it, you're gonna lose it, and we'll see. But if you have that super sequence like in Bedford, then you still have to make sure that you don't have too many damage. You know, you still have to have that damage control. So yeah.
Is that what you meant, more or less?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So then the other kind of mindset, the random sequence is different as of mental preparation for. So how is it? What is it exactly now? How do you prepare yourself for a sequence like that?
So in my opinion, you just know it's gonna go. Like in a sequence like this, it's gonna go super fast. So you need to be on top of every single small move, and what you don't have in certain blocks. You know, for example, block 10 for the front piece is actually I'm not gonna say relaxing, but you have time because they need to rotate, and then you can already think about the next, like in this case, the next random sprint. You know, and that's how. Yeah, that's for my side. That block 10 like calms me down and then gets me going for a sprint, and then what you don't have in a full random. So.
And on random sequence, high alert all the time, more or less. Is that how is it for you? What is going in your head?
It's first you wanna have like a pace with the team and not like just make individual fast turns and turn on your own. You gotta have a pace with form, and if that goes well, you can start speeding it up. But I think our speed is high enough, so if we can keep it together and not have a lot of busts, then we can show the world that we can be faster than the rest.
Somebody called it today. I heard this. Make sure that it was David in the room actually, keeping the train on the rail and make sure it doesn't derail once it is going. Can you explain that again for us quickly?
Well, I look at it actually like the team performance needs to be the jump sequence needs to be keep on going, and it's like the train on the track, and once you can keep it on the track, then points will come for sure. The trick is, and you can train on it and a lot actually, but once the train gets derailed, how to pick it back and put it back on track and how to keep on going. And probably you will lose a lot of points, but what happens is, if you look at the scores, for example, when you look at Thunder or Black Hats, or they had high scores, but eventually, because they derailed and they didn't got to get the train back on track, they lost a lot of points, and that's a little bit sad, but it's a learning step. We also did a lot of random sprints, a lot of long time random jumps training in the wind tunnel, so it's you can train it. And you have it or you don't have it. And many teams, just like the French did in a few years back, they didn't like randoms at all. And I still remember also in Bedford that they totally like screwed up because they didn't like it. And then they train on it, and then eventually they become better. They also, you know, and also, I mean, if you look back at the Paris Fury 66. Well, we're now like, I don't know, 6-7 years later, and it's still standing. Although it was the right timing to do it, and still we even with the bust, if we count it, is 65. It's not 66 yet, or even 67. So, I mean, hats off to Paris Fury because it's still standing. And
all right. Okay, that was free coaching by Hayabusa. So audience, remember that. You know, that was good advice. Thank you for that. Congratulations again, Hayabusa, and we wish you good luck for next week's World Air Games, and I hope we'll have the same conversation or a similar conversation again next week. Thank you. Hi, Alex, right?
Bye, Mark.
Bye, Mark.
It's coming next week. I know.